Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
We are back with this week's Service by Medallion feature story.
Tonight we see the speed and agility coming from one of the nation's very best table tennis players. Danielle Podlaski has his story.
Valley Christian senior Nikhil Kumar isn't your average high school athlete. Along with homework and classes, Nikhil is getting ready to play for Team USA at the Olympics. Growing up, Valley Christian senior Nikhil Kumar played almost every sport under the sun.
Around 5 years old, my parents had put me in many different sports, and at that time, my parents are just trying to find out, what I like, what I enjoy doing. So I was playing many different sports: basketball, soccer, swimming, and table tennis, of course, too.
Nikhil played table tennis just for fun during the summers. The local club was extremely interested in Nikhil right away.
The coaches at the club were kind of interested in his thing and said, hey, you should kind of push him a little bit, he can see his potential. I said, yeah, they just want to make money out of it. Who wants to do it? And then, they came back and pushed again, and it was more to kind of get them off my back. We said, okay, let's go try.
The left-hander showed great promise as a rising star from the very start.
I was pretty quick when it came to learning about the techniques or just the strokes when playing, so I think because of that, and also with me being a lefty, gave a little bit more advantage, being that there's not so many lefties also, especially in the US, that play table tennis, so that definitely helped too.
Nikhil played in his first major tournament when he was 8. The wins rolled in from there. Nikhil competed internationally. He won the prestigious World Hopes Challenge in the 12 and under group in 2015. Nikhil qualified for the World Championships for men when he was just 14. He was a finalist in the singles event. The 16-year-old took home a gold medal at the Pan American Games in Peru in 2019.
We won the team event in for the first time for the US in 20 years. So that was definitely a big accomplishment. We went into that event as underdogs for sure. We played the top seed Brazil in the semifinals. We went in not really expecting too much, just playing free and enjoying the match. And we ended up coming out with a victory in that and also in the finals too.
Nikhil has a list of accomplishments. His biggest one came just last year. Nikhil became the second youngest U.S. table tennis player to qualify for the Olympic Games at just 17 years old.
In 2020, in February, I had qualified for the Olympics, taking the second position on the team. So yeah, it was a very surreal moment for me, in that being at only 17 at the moment I qualified for the Olympics. And I mean, this is like almost a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For many people, they may not even get the opportunity to do this. So at that moment, I really couldn't believe it was really happening.
He wanted it, and it was his hard work finally paying off. So it was really impressive from that point of view. Because the competition was very, very hard, very tough, and so he survived through all that. He had his share of challenges and he just worked through. So nothing else, I think it teaches him the value of hard work and perseverance.
The 2020 Tokyo Olympics were postponed until the summer of 2021 because of the pandemic. Disappointing, but Nikhil is keeping a positive mindset.
I was, of course, a little bit sad that it was postponed. I would have loved to have played in the Olympics last year. But obviously I understand the situation with all the safety and everything, that the safety of all of our players come first. But I think it's also an opportunity for me to be even better prepared. It gives me another year to be even more prepared for next year and be at a higher level.
It takes a great amount of endurance, reflexes, and balance to play table tennis at a high level.
We are constantly moving all the time on the table, whether it be like laterally or back and forth. We're moving away from the table, sometimes stepping into the court. So it requires a lot of footwork and speed. Obviously, of course, with the speed at which the ball is coming out, our reaction has to be quite good too. Normally a match can go up to like 45 minutes to an hour if it's a close match or like a best of 7 games. So yeah, it can be pretty long, so endurance is quite important also.
Table tennis requires a rigorous training schedule.
Normally, of course, I'd be in school in the morning and from 7:40 to like 2:30. And then after that, I'd be here by around like 3:30. I'd be practicing from like 4 to 6 normally, every day. And then after that, from around 6 to 6:45 or 7, I'll be doing some sort of physical training, whether it be like agility and speed, or like strength training, or balance.
It's challenging for Nikhil to train normally at his club with all of the COVID restrictions. Nikhil has found ways to train by himself at home.
So there are these robots that basically, the one I have, so it has many different functions where I can change the spin of the ball, the speed, the trajectory, the location on the table. And so I have a table at home, so I set it up with that.
Nikhil travels 2 to 3 months in a normal year to compete in international competition. He still manages to keep up with his schoolwork.
For him, it was his desire to play meant that he found ways for himself to make sure the rest of the stuff was taken care of. So we had to, I never had to tell him, hey, you're not playing tomorrow because you missed something.
Nikhil is still exploring his options for his future after the Olympics. He has applied to a few colleges and is also considering playing professionally abroad. Nikhil's main focus right now is the Olympic Games. Playing in the Olympics was once Nikhil Kumar's dream. It will soon be one of his greatest achievements.
Up until a couple years ago, probably, it was always a dream to be in the Olympics, but I think last couple years with the support from my coaches here, support from my school and everything, allowing me to be better, I think it's definitely become more of a goal. And I think by making it a goal more instead of a dream, it's helped me really achieve where I'm at today. I'm pretty proud of where I've been able to get. I think there's much more I can do. There's a lot of room for improvement, but I'm happy with what I've done so far.
Nikhil is currently training and doing high-intensity workouts for 2 to 3 hours every single day to prepare for the Olympics. The Summer Games are set to take place at the end of July. Robert and Aubrey, back to you.
The quickness of the game is really amazing, and great to see Nikhil doing so well.
He is unreal. I cannot believe how quickly
I know, just when you
that
think that
happens.
you're good, you look at those guys and you're really not.